What's up, guys? My name is Mad Squash 924. Welcome back to another episode of Night Call. This is now part 11 of our Let's Play thus far, and this is going to be our final night here in this, taxi industry that we are doing for the people. Because we have to get this guy who is the judge, and we just gotta find him first. Get a confession, get him arrested, and then we win. So, yeah, ideally this is going to be the final episode for the judge scenario before we move on to the next scenario. Because I think there's 3 scenarios in total, and I'm very excited to do those. So let's start by picking up somebody. Let's pick up this one, because I can't even tell who it is. Oh, it's him. Xavier Tursev. I think he was the Russian guy that was a superhero. You pull up next to the sidewalk in a calm, nondescript alleyway. No sign of your passenger. The cobblestones gleam calmly underneath the street lamps. A cat jumps from one building to another. 2 men are fighting in the shadows. You sit up abruptly. Something is shining in the darkness. One of those Japanese sabers just reflected off a street lamp. You put a hand on the door handle, ready to run. The saber falls to the ground, and the sound rings through the alley. One of the 2 men crumbles. The other walks towards your taxi with determination. At the very last minute, just as the door is about to open, you recognize the passenger from before. The one who thinks he's a superhero. We can go. Same address as last time. He appears to be out of breath, but his voice is calm and poised. What about the other guy? I'll tell you in a minute. First, start driving. The police are on their way, and I don't want to run into them. Neither do you. And I don't want to get you mixed up in all this. You put your foot on the accelerator. Behind you in the rearview mirror, you can see lights in several apartments flick on. Apparently, the fight woke up some of the neighbors. He stops, out of breath. Are you hurt? Yeah, I'm okay. He tenses his muscles, his chest inflates. He catches his breath. In the space of a few words, his heartbeat has returned to normal. I'm sorry, but Another deep breath. I think I shit my pants a little. Hard to say since he had a mask on, but you're pretty sure he's looking you straight in the eyes. But don't you worry, there are no marks. I was just so scared. When he pulled his katana out, man, I was like, that's it, it's over. You had a good life and now he's going to cut you up like a turkey. But actually I handled it. He pauses, nods. You sense him sitting up straighter. Yeah, I handled it. I handled the hell out of it. You're still doing that? Of course. Okay, alright. Last time I was not at my best, but I'm getting better. I'm making progress. And now I'm on to something big. I'm investigating a sort of organization, like mob types, you know? They're forcing kids to work in this squat. They're sorting through jewelry, wallets. Sometimes they're sent out to panhandle. Those are sent to... I mean, you get the gist, right? But the police aren't doing anything about it. Typical. You think? You nod. I don't know. I think there's something else to it. First off, the kids aren't French. The organization is tied to the Albanians and this not-so-nice German guy. They have ties with an extreme right-wing organization with connections to 2 police captains. I came to get photos. I want to alert the press. Outside, an ambulance crosses your path. No sirens, no lights. It almost looks like a moving van. And while I was going about my business, that guy jumped me with his katana. It scared me to death. He pauses for a while. His body is radiating heat. Any hotter, and he'd start to smoke. Are you okay? It takes him a moment to respond. I'm okay, I swear. He clears his throat. What I'm about to say will probably sound pretty weird, okay? Another breath. This one is deep and long, almost moving. Since I've been chasing this organization down, I really feel like I'm doing something useful. Like I can really make a difference. And shit, that makes it all worth it. He pauses. Would it be okay if I just got some shut-eye for the rest of this trip? I think I need to. He falls asleep mid-sentence. You crack your windows to let some fresh air in. The trip continues in silence with you at the wheel and a masked hero in the back seat. What if you'd taken martial arts classes? What if you had known how to defend yourself? Maybe that night? You shake your head. There's no point thinking about it. He or she snuck up on you. Attacked you from behind. You still have about 10 minutes left before reaching your destination. Newly always has the same effect on you. One of a surprise. You are surprised to be reminded of this town next to Paris. Calm, pointless, unremarkable. Boring as hell. At long last, you pull up in front of the driveway you dropped your passenger off at last time. He wakes with a start. Already? You grin. Yes, already. I could have slept for about 20 more hours. He glances at your dashboard. I have an essay to turn in 6 hours from now. Wish me luck. Good luck. Thank you. He sighs and stretches for a while. Something in his neck cracks. Anyway, shower, breakfast, essay, sleep. That's the plan. He pays the fare and rushes into his building a few seconds later. You sit still, alone. Once the coast is clear, you check the back seat to make sure it is clean. It is, no trace of blood. You sigh in relief and drive off. Okay, there he is, the man of the hour, our final customer for this scenario. And boy, do we hope we chose the right guy. I'm pretty sure it's him. It makes sense that it's him, but we shall see. Is this individual truly the judge? Of Paul Marie Fragonard, the old retired police officer. You recognize the next passenger getting into your cab. A cop. The detective. Your suspect. He has a tired look about him, and not just because it's early, his voice drags. The usual place. St. Louis Hospital, then. You start driving. Your passenger seems to have his mind elsewhere, not entirely awake. Stubble on his chin. You scan his skin, his movements, his attitude, his... It's cold as shit this morning. His voice makes you jump. You nod. Yeah, more people, or not as many when it's cold out like this. Folks tend to stay home when it's too cold. There might be more of them, but they make shorter trips. Makes sense. Dead silence. You drive in silence for a second. The road goes by. You don't want to look in your side mirrors too often. You haven't seen a trace of the cops yet. Buster told you not to worry, but... You know, it's funny. Just this morning I was thinking about an old case. One of my first cases, actually. It was just after the Mezzarine case. You know who Mezzarine is, don't you? Or am I really that old? You sense it's the right time to get him to talk. I mean, that rings a bell. Shucks, Mezzarine. Breaking and entering. Kidnapping. Armed robbery. He killed 2 cops in Canada. Tortured a journalist. A far-right one, but still. Then in 1979, after being on the run for a year and a half, cops catch him and kill him at Port de Clegancourt. He raises his hand. Now, the cop says it was in self-defense, but I know for a fact they shut him down like a dog. He looks straight at you. You can see the hint of an underground fire roaring deep in his eyes. Now, I most certainly do not want to die like a dog, understood? He catches his breath and is clearly shaken. He ever so slowly reaches into his pocket and pulls out his weapon. Where did Bussett ask you to take me? Excuse me? Don't take me for a fool. I swear, I have no idea what you're talking about. A gun appears. Shame, I thought I might just get a chance of some honesty in this cold world. Just once. Just to see what it feels like. I dedicated my whole life to the justice system, to getting to the truth. At least, that's what I tell myself and what I say to new recruits. But I'm tired of all the games, all the fucking lies. Where they order you to take me. He shakes his head, saddened by your answer. I can't quite figure out if you were avoiding me, but I know Bussett put you on the case and gave you a copy of the file. We don't know each other too well, so I'm going to give you one last chance to tell me the truth. Bussett. You can see his finger on the trigger. It's shaking, ever so slightly. How much does she know? Everything. You hear a long sigh coming from the back seat. A few seconds go by. You try to concentrate on driving, despite your sweaty hands and dripping brow. Okay, why hasn't she tried to arrest me then? You shrug. Don't know. Told me it would be easier this way. I think she hopes you'll turn yourself in without a fight. He looks away. You know, Busset is really one of a kind, but she doesn't fit into today's world. Neither do I, for that matter. The weapon he's holding is shaking slightly, wavering. You suddenly notice he's speaking to you in a more familiar tone. That's why I killed them. Bastards, all of them. Rapists, murderers, and liars who escaped prosecution. Now Busset. Busset liked to do the same thing I did. Slam a bullet into the head of the first murderer she could get her hands on. But she can't. You just can't do that anymore. A long, painful, heavy sigh. In any case, now there's only one truth left. No more confrontation. No debate. No need for the justice to be served. They were guilty, and I killed them. I can write that down if you want. It's no secret. I knew it because sooner or later, either by Busset or by... His sentence hangs in the air. I'm sick. Got cancer. All over. They hope some new drug might cure me, but what's the point, honestly? He abruptly accelerates his speaking pace. I don't want to go to jail. A cop can't go to jail. I don't want to see my face on the cover of magazines and newspapers. But I don't want to deny Busset the pleasure of catching me. Her and her team. So here's what we're going to do. There's a place in Montmartre, a place I really love. It's my first memory of Paris. I must have been 6 or 7. My mother had come all the way from Martinique. She thought she could convince my father to... anyway, there's no point in telling that story. I want to hear it. He snickers. And buy yourself some time? No. There's a bench up there not far from Sacré-Cœur. This bench has 2 clear advantages. First, it faces the city of Paris, southern facing. All the monuments are there, staring back in splendor. He starts to speak with confidence. I especially like it when all the buildings poke out above the cloud of pollution. Notre Dame Square's towers, Pompadour and its colored pipes, the Eiffel Tower. He shakes his head, and his voice sounds deep and serious again. The second advantage to sitting out on this bench is that you turn your back to Sacré-Cœur, an ugly building. They only built it to rub the church the right way. He looks away and remains silent for a while. His hands shake a little. I want to see Paris one last time. It's a little too early to watch the sunrise, but at least there'll be people around. Lovers, life. I just want to go and sit on the bench. Look out at Paris alone. For 5 minutes. And then you can go to the meeting point so Busset can pick me up. What do you say? If I'm late... Oh no, don't worry about that. She'll understand. Do we do it? Regardless, he's screwed. Right? If we say no, he'll probably shoot us on the spot. If we say yes... perhaps not. Especially since we are currently parked, he could definitely shoot us on the spot and try to run. Okay. You turn around. You'll see. The view is incredible. Neither of you says a word for several minutes. You drive in silence. Then, as you're beginning to climb up to the top of the Monte Mata, the cop lowers his weapon. I want to apologize. I'm sorry I hurt you the night of the attack. Everything could have turned out so differently. You're nothing like the guy I took down, you know. He was a kid at the time, but there was something in his eyes, something bad, something evil. His eyes sparkle for a bit. Tears, perhaps? Seconds later, you park a few meters away from Sacré-Cœur. The bench is right over there. I just need 5 minutes. 5 minutes and we'll go. Got it? You nod. Want me to come along? He slowly turns his head and watches you quietly for a second. No. No. Thanks, friend. He gets out of the cab. You watch this old cop. He takes a few steps toward the bench, walks around it like he wants to look at it from every angle. He doesn't so much as glance at Sacré-Cœur and its dome lit up with powerful spotlights. A few passerby, chilled to the bone, are wandering about nonchalantly on the square in front. The cop finally sits on the bench. He stays there a long minute, contemplating Paris. Strings of light weave around traffic circles and intersections, making a magnificent canvas. There's a sudden movement. In a matter of seconds, he pulls the gun out of his pocket and up to his chin. A shot rings out. Thanks, friend. Those were his last words. Are you fucking kidding me? No. Lieutenant Bussett watches you. Her jaw is clenched. Locked, more like. What else did he say? I mean, he confessed to his crimes. The wire you put in the cab must have caught it all. You have the recording. Bussett stares at you for a second before looking away. Shit. Shit! This is not how it's supposed to end. You're not clear on whether she's angry or sad. He talked about you. About me? What did he say? I mean, it's all in the recording. He said you were like him. Of course. That guy was my mentor. A father figure, actually. He taught me everything I know. That's why I slipped you his file. I couldn't investigate him. No one on the team wanted to either. It was unthinkable. Unfeasible. Fuck. A semblance of a smile spreads across her face. Awkward. Strained, perhaps. It makes your blood curdle. You're free to go now. Don't leave the country, though. We might have some questions for you at some point. She opens the door. Icy air seeps in. You shiver. You really came through, you know. I didn't think you'd do so well. Her voice breaks up a bit with her last words. Who knew? She gets out of the cab and slams the door behind her. A blunt, metallic noise. Unidentifiable vibrations. The car quakes and shakes like a boat. A minute goes by before you can move again. You slowly come back to your senses. You sit there for a moment, contemplating the scene in front of you. Police squads are moving about, tape keeping the onlookers away, spotlights flooding the judge's lifeless body with white light. Hard to believe it's all over. You need to get away for a while. Drive without thinking. Distance yourself. A cop on the roadside waves his flashlight, motioning for you to leave. You have no reason to be there anymore. You become a stranger again. Key in the ignition, handbrake off, foot on the accelerator. You leave Sakakwa behind. And that was Night's Call, the Judge scenario. Dude, this game is fantastic. And this is one of a few different scenarios that we can do. So far, after the first scenario, the Judge scenario, I gotta tell you, this game is one of the best visual novel games I've ever played. The emotions behind everything that people were saying, you could really feel. Every playthrough of this game, if you play as the Judge scenario, supposedly can be completely different every time, from what I hear. So it's probably not the cop every time. It's probably somebody else. There's always new customers that you can look through as well, that we've never met. So if I had to give this game a 1 out of 10, I never gave games 10 out of 10. It's definitely a 9 out of 10. For sure. What are you guys' thoughts about this game? I think this game was very good. We are not actually completely done with this game, because as you guys see, this game does not say final on the thumbnail. It says part 11, because we will continue on with this game with the next scenario. So we just... Ah, I see. But there is a little bit more. The sun is about to come up. You drove all night long with your windows open. You're so tired, your chest is tight, and your eyes are heavy. But you can't stop. Not now. You're going to run out of gas soon. The lights went on about 20 kilometers back. You're somewhere in Normandy. You pull over onto the shoulder and get out. There's almost no traffic. You step over the guardrail as your eyes adjust to the colorful break of dawn. The sun will soon rise over the horizon. You get your phone out and dial a number. It doesn't ring. Direct to voicemail. The voice asks you to leave a message after the beep. Hey, I wanted to... You catch your breath. When Aid told me she'd held onto your phone just to hear the sound of your voice, I thought it was stupid. But now, the sun is slowly rising, and its colors are flooding the landscape. Bare underbrush, a tiny village lost in fog off in the distance, a hilltop sparkling with dew. The view seems alien to you. I wanted to thank you for giving me the opportunity to redeem myself. Thanks. That word disgusts you, but it's too late. Thanks to you, I did something important. I mean, I think. Who knows? Silence. Your head is spinning. You haven't spoken to your brother in years. Well, in a manner of speaking, you grin. I mean, I guess so. It's strange to hear your voice, but it feels good too. You pause. A truck flies by, just meters from you. You know, I thought when it was all over, I thought I'd be able to get some decent sleep. Close my eyes and sleep. Really sleep. Finally. But sleeping is just a break. It doesn't put an end to it. It all starts up again as soon as a voice cuts you off. You have reached the maximum time limit, please. You hang up. Your phone feels heavy in your hand. What should you do now? There's a broken fence in front of you, leading to a small footpath into the woods. Behind you is the highway, leading to the sea. You start walking. With quick hands, almost mechanically, you toss your phone to your left and your keys to the right. With each step you take, you feel freer, lighter. Just a few more steps and you'll disappear into the woods. The trees slowly part, like they're letting you through. There's gotta be something for you out there. Fantastic game. Again, that was Nightcall. Hope you guys all enjoyed it. If you guys have, make sure you guys leave a like and a comment. Tell me what you guys think of today's episode, this entire Let's Play of the Judge scenario. I'm very curious what you guys think of it. I loved it. It was great. If you guys did as well, feel free to subscribe to me, MadSquash924, and don't forget to ring the bell to get notified on my latest videos. And as I said, we are not done with this game. For next time, we will be doing the Angel of Death. There's also the Sandman, which we will do, and then there is something completely random, which we will not do, maybe? I don't know. The game will randomly pick an unsolved investigation. Interesting. Imagine if we do these, maybe they'll unlock more investigations. We'll see. But the next episode, we will do the Angel of Death. Random victims, unknown motives, a weird case, slightly more difficult than the others. The one we completed was victims all have something in common, and the motives seemed clear, but which suspect could have done it? Balance case, perfect for the first run. Indeed it was perfect for the first run. I would highly recommend you guys pick up this game as well. This game is a treat to play, and your scenario of the judge will be completely different than mine. Again, I'll see you all next time on Nightcall. Goodbye, everybody.